amazing how much smarter you can appear with 20 minutes of preparation. Like, you can appear going through and prepping for 20 minutes before you have the meeting, because it's amazing how much smarter you can appear with 20 minutes of preparation. Like, you can appear 50 IQ points smarter if you just prepare for meetings for 20 minutes. I remember I did a consulting day, which I've only done 3 in my entire life. And when I showed up to the day, because I always want to make sure that everyone always gets more from me than they give me, I had taken, I don't know, 4 hours. Not a long time, but a long time for, I think, some people. But for me, 4 hours is nothing. I count in hundreds, so this was irrelevant. And so I put like 4 hours and actually took the time and put it in to do research on the individual. So I looked at every single page they had, every landing page, every offer, everything. And I had 7 pages of things that I thought would make them more money. And so when I started, I was like, this is what we're going to go through today. And I'll walk you through line by line, and you'll have this as a take behind so you can execute it with your team. It was a bigger company. And the guy was shocked. He was like, never in my entire life has anyone had this much preparation. And that's when it goes back to, like, you need 20 podcasts to be in the top 1%. The bar for excellence, like, I have this timer that I have on my desk, which it's the easiest purchase you can make. I think it was like $7 on Amazon. It's a little twist kitchen timer. It's very easy. And it's been probably my biggest focus hack, to date, which is I turn it when I want to start working. And part of it allows me to think how long, I get better at predicting how long it's going to take me to do something. So I think this will take me 35 minutes. So I turn the clock to 35 and I click on, and then I start working on the thing. And the moment my phone rings or I look at Slack or whatever, I stop the timer. And so you actually see that your time on task is usually significantly less than you think it is. And I think that in my early days, I would spend a very long time in front of a computer telling myself that I was working with very few minutes actually on task. And that's why I think that most things are actually significantly easier than people think they are. They just don't know how to try hard. Because the harder that you try, the easier it gets. And so it's like, if you can just learn to love what trying hard feels like, then all of a sudden it becomes unreasonable that you can't win. So like, for the presentation that I'm giving, I explained a little bit earlier about what my process looks like. If you were to say, what would it take for somebody to be unreasonably good, that it would be impossible for them to not be a top 1% salesman or a top 1% content creator? And you said, what would that person need to do? Irrelevant from outcome. What would be the actions or evidence that they would have to do prior to that thing that would make it unreasonable that they couldn't succeed? And then you do those things. What happens is you realize that it's actually not that hard because you put so much work into it, and the bar from other people working is so embarrassingly low that they then ask you how you did it, and it must be easy.
Consistency doesn't guarantee that you'll be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success. You have a productivity